How's it going again, guys? Music fan here. I'm gonna go on a quick track by track review of Taylor Swift's new album, 1989. So let's go. Not waste any time. First track, "Welcome to New York." As I've said in my initial review, it's a fairly minimal track. When you think of New York or songs associated with New York, at least for me, I think of Frank Sinatra's New York. I think of the Jay-Z Alicia Keys collab, with Empire State of Mind. Both really great, fantastic representations of New York and its infinite possibilities. Uh, and they're two really great, awesome songs, which I personally love straight to heart. With this track, the first track from Taylor Swift's album, 1989, it's a much more minimal, musically at least. Like, it just starts with like a synth lead, and in comes Taylor Swift offering the possibilities of how much New York is, and she compares it to like a new dance beat that she can dance to. And it's okay for an opener for me, and I kind of like it. I oftentimes find myself bobbing my head to the beat, ironically. But this song doesn't really strike me as that strong of an opener. I think maybe she would have treated this song a little more differently than how she introduced it. So it's a decent opener, but it's not one that gravitated to me that much. I didn't feel any sort of like, not emotion, but like a sense of like energy coming out of that. The next track, "Blank Space," she takes aim at her critics who criticize her for her dating guys thing. And again, I don't care about the whole gossip thing between One Direction and her and all that different. I don't care about that. What I do care though is just how this track sounds a lot more urban. Like, you think of Taylor Swift and you think of country, you think of, as I've said before, the hits. This track though takes a more urban like approach. This song sounds a lot like something Katy Perry would do, or something that Miley Cyrus or Rihanna would do musically. And it's a good song. I like it. It's not a track I go crazy over, but you know, she does a really good job on this song. And lyrically, it's kind of like it's a less juvenile version of, the fifth track, "Shake It Off," which, oh my gosh, we're gonna get to in a bit. But next track, "Style," like, this one is a definite up for me. I really like this song. It's catchy. It has a bit of a guitar thing within the verses, which I find kind of too bad, because I felt the chorus could have used some guitar-ness in the chorus. I felt, at least for me, But this is like the first track of this album so far that I really gravitated to. I just loved how catchy it sounds. I love the new wave aesthetic that she is experimenting with this particular song. And again, the guitar is a nice touch, so I like this song. "Out of the Woods." This is another song I've been gravitating to more, actually, lately. This track, it sounds like a less of a dubstep version of "I Knew You Were Trouble," and more, I get the sense that this sounds a lot like, more like a darker version of "Fun," the band, at least. It's not operatic or anything, but Taylor Swift makes a really, really, really great lyrics, really good songwriting around this particular track. The sound is just very dark. It's not gothic or anything, but it still is dark. But at the same time, it's not alienating. It's not a completely wholly different track that you listen to it and think, oh my gosh, this is so different from anything else on the record, or even her discography. But "Out of the Woods," it's a nice track. I like this track a lot. "All You Had to Do Was Stay." Again, this sounds like a Katy Perry song for me. The musical production, the beats, the synthesizers, they all sound like a Katy Perry song, except it's Taylor Swift singing it. And the one annoying thing about this track is that she goes like, all you had to do was stay. I can't say that right now, like, but like that annoying stay, that part in the chorus is just so annoying, and I wish Swift would have just cut that out or did something else with it, you know. But it's a decent, nice, catchy tune, but it's all right. Oh my gosh, the next track, Shake It Off. Oh my gosh. As I've said in my original review of the album, this track came along. I did make a song review of this one, and I'm gonna say it right now, just in like a shorter version of that. This song is possibly the worst Taylor Swift song she has ever made, in my opinion. The sound, it just sounds so juvenile and just so obnoxiously, like, obnoxious. Like, I mean, I can't find another way to describe this song. Like, like, it sounds so, like, trippy, and it sounds so, like, just like, the very thing about this song is that, like, the lyrics make no sense. They sound so juvenile. She tries to, like, ironically, this is kind of like a track that is reminiscent of Blank Space, but it's way more catchier and obnoxious, actually. And the middle part in the bridge, you know, like she said, to this sick beat. When I first heard that, I just laughed like insane. Like, I mean, I just could not believe what I was hearing. Like, I'm thinking, is this, you know, I'm fine that she experiments this way, that she, you know, experiments with this particular song, but did it have to come out so, like, obnoxious and just so banal and, like, overtly childish in a way? Like, I can think of another Taylor Swift song that takes a much greater aim at that, like the track Mean from the third album. That is a much more biting song, biting lyrics, even though it still is in the country genre, but Taylor Swift still knew how to write a very scathing song. This one, nah. No. This track, no. I'm sorry. It's catchy. It's really catchy for sure. That I won't deny. And at points, I do like the music more than I do the lyrics. But the lyrics and the way Swift sings that bridge in the bridge section, there's none I can say about that track. Easily my least favorite track off this whole album. And personally, in my opinion, my least favorite Taylor Swift song in her entire discography. I'm glad we're moving out of this. So, next track, I Wish You Would. Again, another decent song, just like Style. You know, like Jack Antonoff from Fun makes an appearance on here, this track. And it's a pretty great track. I really enjoy this. The only downside is that within the chorus she said, I wish I would, which is just annoying. Like, I can understand the point of her putting that there, but for some reason it just distracts me. You know, like, but it's a decent song. I really like that song. And now we get to the next track, because now we have Bad Blood. Well, I have bad blood with this particular song because this is probably the most Katy Perry-esque song she has ever created, and it's just so, you know, like this really sounds like a song that's made for urban radio. Like it's the track to play on an urban hip hop radio station. You know, like, and I practically enjoyed the lyrics more towards this song than I do the actual song. Case in point being, like, Band-Aids don't fix bullet holes. That's an extremely clever line, but it's in probably a very meh kind of song for me. Wildest Dreams, yet another very interesting track off of here. It depicts Taylor Swift seeing this tall, handsome as hell kind of guy, and again, I'm not speculating here, but this is a really good track. Like, I especially enjoy the way Taylor Swift just breathes in and out very deeply. Like, It's that deep breathing that she does within the course of the song. Like I mean, it really adds a dynamic to this track, and I like that. I really do like that. How You Get the Girl. This is probably the closest to her country sound that she is that you'll ever get on this album. Like it still definitely starts with the strum of her guitar a little bit, but then it heads into probably the chorus, and then the most obnoxious thing about this chorus is that trumpet little thing. It's very subtle, but if you listen to the chorus very closely, you hear that there's like a little small but very obnoxious trumpet part that happens in the chorus, and that's annoying for me. Like I wish she would have cut that out. Next track, This Love. This is probably one of the most intimate tracks she has ever made, and it's one of my favorites off this album. Like I definitely love this track. This track is awesome. This track is really deep, emotive songwriting, deep music. It's the only one that she had wrote by herself, but it's a great song. I really enjoy listening to this song. My only complaint though is that I wish she would have gone all out vocal here on this. Like just in the end part of the song, I really wish she would have just belt out all her emotions. Maybe do like a high vocal range with her voice or something like that. Like just belt out. I really wish she would have done that. That would have made the track more emotional, at least for me. But still, it's a really good Taylor Swift song. I definitely like it. I Know Places, like another least favorite track of mine off this album. Like it reminds me a lot of Celine Dion's "Love Me Back to Life." If you listen to the intro of it, it sounds like with the eyes in the beginning, and it sounds obnoxious. It sounds like, I mean, it's a good track. It's catchy, and I definitely like it somewhat, but it's a track that I don't think the experiment works too well. And we finally get to the last track, Clean. This is the collaboration she made with UK producer Imogen Heap. And I have to say, this album ends on a really high note, on a very satisfying closer. Like, the lyrics refer to leaving behind a past relationship, but using the metaphor of a stained wine, of a white stained dress with a white stain, wine stain rather, and just having that wine stain fading away from the dress. It's a good metaphor for moving on from a past relationship gone south, and it's a more mature outlook for Swift. I really like the ending towards this song. Like it's deep, it's intricate. The music is very minimal, just like Welcome to New York. Ironically, it sounds like they're playing along with xylophones, with pianos a little bit. But it's a really decent closer, I have to say, for this particular album. I definitely like it. I definitely like that this was picked as the closer. Deep songwriting and deep lyrics, great minimal music for this track, and I would say one of her best, both lyrically and musically. So this has been a track-by-track review. What's your favorite song? What's your least favorite song? And that's it. Mr. Music Fan, 1989, Taylor Swift. I will see you guys next time. Take care.